shoulders of destiny helpers. People who have opened doors for me to opportunities that I never knew existed or even I could access. That lady was part of a poetry group, for example, that had access to the Uganda National Theatre. I started rehearsing from the Uganda National Theatre. Up to now, I have a project I run with the Uganda National Theatre. Yeah? And even after I left that group, and when I was launching my book, there was a lady who was seated in the auditorium, she was part of the audience, and she had won the BBC Playwright of the Year that year. Yeah, she was big in the playwriting business. So she comes to me and she says, Kagai, the way you write your poems, when you start writing plays, all of us shall hide our pens. And then she said, if you have the next time you have a show, call me. I will direct you. Incidentally, I had a show the next month. So I tell her, well, Angie, and she lives in Tororo, but she had somehow been in Kampala at that time. So she comes through, she gives me a lot of advice on how theater works. So I figure, so I can do my poetry in theater. And then she tells me, the next time you're having a show, she gave me a list of 3 people. And she tells me, if you invite any of these 3, your life will fundamentally change. Of those 3, I managed to invite one. That lady I invited was the director of the Kampala International Theatre Festival. She had never seen me perform. She had heard of my name. She sees me perform. I was still sweating on stage. She stands up from the audience and she says, Kagai, I want you to be the opening act at the next Kampala International Theatre Festival at Ndere Center. Yeah. Now, at Ndere Center, she had invited theater agents from around the world to come. And one of them watched my show and while still sweating on stage in my kanzu, yeah, she stands up and she says, my name is Christine, I'm from Germany, and I'm here looking for plays that we are going to sponsor to go to tours in Germany, and we've identified your show and we want it now. Yeah? Wow. And then I do that. Then I go to the German Culture Center. I tell them I want to do my show here. And on that particular night, a gentleman from Germany, he had been working from West Africa, now wanted to work with East African artists, comes up and is also looking for East African artists. And then they tell him, by the way, there is a show taking place this evening. Yeah? And then he watches the show and he tells me, look, we've been scouting for artists and we want to start a company in Europe that is going to be doing poetry shows and plays, writing plays and poems to go and tour in Europe. And we want to work with you, but give me 2 years. Because I have to go through the paperwork and stuff like that. And I'm telling man, Simon, it's okay. But incidentally, the festival had been invited to perform in Germany.